Mic check, mic check. What's kicking, family? I'm glad you clicked in so I can check in with you. This is Mr. Batch, and we're going to drop it like it's hot. What we're kicking it about today is the Week 4 matchups in the NFC East, home of the New York Giants. So let's do the rundown with the rundown, starting with the 1 o'clock games. At 1 o'clock, we've got the Giants at Kansas City, the Giants at the Chiefs. 3-0 Giants at the 0-3 Chiefs. Man, things is looking pretty abysmal. Hey, I can't get that right. Can I get some Kool-Aid, guys? Thank you. Things are looking abysmal for the Kansas City Chiefs coming up against the juggernaut of the New York Giants. Yes, that juggernaut. Like I had posted before, the Giants will win this season with the wide receivers that they have. Yeah, that's right. Check the archives. I said it. That's right. I said they will still win, and they have been. And the Giants are favored on the road at the Chiefs, and I'm taking the Giants. The Giants are still going to do what they have to do. They have been nicked up. The wide receivers have been nicked up. Their defense has been nicked up. There's a problem now that the offensive line might be nicked up, and you might not have a couple of key pieces on the offensive line who have been together for almost 38 straight games. That is key, folks. You guys out there who know football, it all starts and ends with that offensive line. Once that offensive line is solid, you can start your run game, and then off the run, you get the pass. But if you can't even open a hole for a 2-yard plunge, then you got problems. Because then they're going to have 8 in the box, stopping that run, and then you'll have somebody all in your mugpiece trying to be all over you because they know you can't pass. But the Giants have fooled everybody. If you notice that coming up into Week 4, the wideouts, Manningham and Smith, are like 3-4, 4-5. They're in the top 5 of the wide receivers. Shocking as you may say, yes. But not shocking to us Giant fans because we knew what they're made of. The Giants were never a team that would go in the air, and all you football people out there know the run sets up the pass. So, without further ado, let me tell you what I got here. The 3-0 Giants that are favored on the road against the 0-3 Chiefs, I'm taking the Giants. Now, at the other 1 p.m. game, we have the Buccaneers at the Redskins. The Redskins is pretty rough for you guys out there. Sonny Jurgensen is fighting with Jim Zorn on the radio. They're going back and forth. Jurgensen is like, yo, if you sent in that play, I would call timeout and change the play. And then Zorn is saying that, hey, you know, I would ask you why you changed the play, and then after I find out, I'd pull you. Jim Zigzag Zorn, great skills as a quarterback. You know, he was pretty exciting with Seattle when they first broke in and things like that. But you're probably better suited as coordinator. Head coach, you know, things is kind of like getting cranky down there because the Redskins was the first team to give up a win to the Detroit Lions. Detroit Lions had broke their 19-game losing streak. Now, what can happen here? The Buccaneers haven't won a game in a minute either, and it's possible that the Redskins can be victimized again by another winless crew, which means that they could be the cure-all for those on the bottom of the 32-team list who happen, if you got a bad wins-loss record, if you got the Redskins, you might win. Now, you're wondering, who is Mr. Batch going to take? Now, if you couldn't tell by my slant, by what I was talking about before I got to this point, and let me get to it right now. The 0-3 Bucks against the 1-2 Redskins. The Redskins are favored at home, and I'm going with the Buccaneers. Yeah, I'm going with an upset. I've been drinking the Kool-Aid. As you see, I've got my cup to the side. I've been drinking the Kool-Aid. Byron Leftwich has been sad. Josh Johnson, second-year player, coming in. Josh Freeman is now, I think, well, how did they do it? Josh Johnson, Josh Freeman, Byron Leftwich. Wow. Then again, they got to get their ground game cranked up. You know, Ward couldn't do anything against his former mates, man. They had him bottled up. They really couldn't do anything. The Buccaneers didn't get a first down until the third quarter. And y'all are wondering, why is Mr. Batch taking the Buccaneers over the Redskins? Because the Redskins are worse. Think about it. Albert Ainsworth might get suspended for that domestic dispute that he had with his lady. And that could cost them because he's been plugging up the hole. He's been a one-man line all by himself. So, with that being said, I've got the Buccaneers over the Redskins. Jim's on, yo, my man. Ooh, you better get something together. You better string some wins together. But then again, you're in the NFC East. The 4:15 p.m. game. The 2-1 Cowboys at the 3-0 Broncos. The Cowboys are favored in this contest. The Cowboys are favored on the road at the Broncos. Let's get down with this now. Jerry Jones, $1.2 billion stadium, got caught on national television picking his nose, doesn't want to move the stadium whatsoever. Wade Phillips hasn't won a playoff game since he's been a head coach. Tony Romo had came in the game against Eli Manning. Look at that, I'm forgetting Eli's name. How can I forget Eli's name? I keep hearing all this stuff about Tony Romo's a better quarterback than Eli Manning, this, that, and the other, rah, rah, rah. They talk about all these other quarterbacks that are better than Eli Manning. Tony Romo hasn't even won anything. He hasn't even gone far in the playoffs. Wade Phillips is about to lose his job. One thing about Dallas, though, is that they've come up with a couple of more running backs, meaning that Marion Barber has been nicked up and down for a hot minute, but they have come up with another running back, Jones and another young man, to fill the void in order to get the running game going. So now if they can get the running game going, maybe they can get some confidence in Tony Romo and have him produce a little bit more. Playing against Delhomme and Steve Smith the other night was a cure-all for them because they were pretty inept, even though they gave Delhomme a stupid amount of money, and he's already said in the newspapers in his hometown of where the team plays that he's having a confidence thing, and that doesn't bode too well for the fan base, especially when you pay him all that money and then he comes out, yo man, I ain't feeling right. Woo! That coach is going to be gone at the Panthers. Now the Broncos, getting on the other side of the contest, who the Cowboys are going to be playing in Week 4, the Broncos have totally shocked and amazed me. Coming out the box 3-0 with Kyle Orton. I couldn't believe it. Things have broken well for this guy out here in Denver after all the brouhaha he had with Jay Cutler and Brandon Marshall, and everything was going all crazy and whatnot, and now they're 3-0. And guess what? You haven't heard too much or a peep of anything. You know why? Winning cures all ills. So with that being said, let me get down with the get down here. And we've got the Cowboys at the Broncos, and the Cowboys are favored. And I'm going with the Broncos at home. That's right. I'm going with the Broncos at home. They're going to show Tony Romo and company a few things. They're going to show them some adversity. How they're going to handle it, I don't know. And it's going to be a pretty good contest. And that's Mr. Batch, and I'm out of here like I stole something.